Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. Today we have some interesting information that the devs have finally come back and talked to us about the return of the Doom First Strike and the ISO 8 campaign rewards. There's recently been significant changes to the Doom raids. So anybody that's been living under a rock and not doing Doom raid knows that doesn't know, obviously, that the Doom raids now require ISO level 4 and ISO level 5 characters in order to be able to enter the Doom raids. So that knocked quite a large number of mid-level alliances out of being able to do Doom raid. So they've come back and said that we know that this was more than what was needed, essentially. So let's just dive right into it, and we'll go from there. There are recently significant changes to the Doom raids incorporated T1 ISO 8 requirements and granting rewards of T2 ISO 8. While these changes are important to how players will progress in the future, we understand it was a bigger leap than anticipated. To help provide a smoother transition into the updated Doom raid, there are several actions being taken. So let's keep going. So they're going to bring back Doom Raid First Strike. This was the Doom Raid that we knew as the beta version, essentially, that they opened up for all of us, that didn't have any ISO 8 requirements to it. So one of the pieces of feedback that at certain levels of alliances were no longer able to complete Doom Raid by at least 30% with the updates, thus cutting off access to certain rewards, including the highly prized character charge for Silver Surfer. To adjust for this, we'll be returning Doom Raid First Strike back into the game for the duration of Silver Surfer shards in the milestone rewards. As an option for alliances that are able to do this raid previously but unable to make the leap into the updated Doom Raid, here are some of the details. Doom Raid First Strike will be identical to how it was previously, with no updates to difficulty or rewards, which means it's going to be a pain in the butt, basically, but it's doable. The card to access the raid will be embedded within the Doom Raid group, so when you go into your game, you go to your raids, you select Doom Raid, and then you'll have First Strike, and then the new ones. It'll have the same cost and rules as other raids, and it'll use raid energy and ultimate keys, just like every other raid does. No problem. There isn't a date set on the return of First Strike yet, but they're working with urgency to make it available as soon as possible. Keep you updated on this. Rough guess, maybe next week sometime, if we're lucky, hopefully. So we'll see. Increased availability of T1 ISO 8s. As mentioned in a previous post, we'll be increasing the availability of T1 ISO 8s to help players enter the updated version of Doom Raid with T2 ISO 8 rewards. Additionally, there will be updates to the ISO 8 campaign rewards, including all of these that are following. All T1 ISO 8 crystal drops will increase from 1 to 2, which would be really nice. The problem is you're still not guaranteed the crystals that you need, which sucks. But missions which cost 24 ISO 8 campaign energy will drop 2,000 T1 ions instead of the 1,000, and 240 T1 basic ISO 8 orb fragments. So you'll need 9 of those to get 1 orb. Missions which cost 12 campaign energy will drop 1,000 T1 ions, which was 425, and 40 orb fragments. And missions which cost 12 will be able to be cleared 20 times before the player has to spend HC to refresh them, which it was 10. So you now get 20 times on these 12 energy missions before you have to refresh them. And then 10 of these changes is to allow players to more effectively target specific crystals via missions that cost 12 ISO 8 campaign energy, or to make untargeted but guaranteed progress by harvesting orb fragments from missions that cost 24 ISO 8 campaign energy. These changes will go live with the version 5.5 release. We just had an update, 2 weeks ago, so we're probably looking at another 4 to 5 weeks before we get another patch release. So look for that in July sometime. The details of the difficulty changes, I'm not going to go through and read all this because it's a lot. But the updated version of the Doom Raid has had the general difficulty reduced. There's been a lot of questions about the specifics of the changes. So this goes into how much They changed different things. Global changes was a 20% reduction to damage and health multipliers across all missions, and changes not explicitly called out below. These stat changes are additive, so a 200% damage multiplier would become 180%, not 160%. So that makes sense. So they dropped it from 200 to 180 across the board, everything. Or 300 would drop to 280, or 100 would drop to 80, or whatever it is, depending on the specific stat and the specific mission. There is a list of missions that were changed by more or less. This is going to be, well, mostly more. 30%, 35%. This one, Taskmaster's Ultimate, no ability energy. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all these. It's on the website if you guys want to see it. But it is the specifics of all the nodes that were changed. And then, as always, we greatly appreciate feedback from players, and we'll monitor the changes to ensure that they are having the desired effect. Honestly, I'm actually kind of excited about these changes. More ISOs is going to make things a lot easier. I have literally been farming the same 2 nodes every day for the last, I don't know how many months, trying to finish one character to ISO 5. But be sure to check it out, guys. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll be live on Twitch here in a little bit, and come hang out. And yeah, we'll kind of go over this stuff some more. All right, guys. Later. Bye.